Oh my god. How much is that? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, we fucking did that. Oh my god. What's going on, guys, and welcome back. I saw that a few of you guys were asking about what build I use. So I appreciate you guys looking at the video of me one-shotting Simon, especially after Maelle's nerf. But I did not post my build. I didn't think people were going to want it, but people are asking for it, so give the people what they want, right? So if we look here, obviously I'm a little bit higher level. I did a lot of exploring before I went to Simon. Ran into him before, said, oh hell no, I can't deal with that. But I do have here Medellum, or Medallum, however you want to pronounce it, over here at max level for the weapon, level 33. And as you guys can see, one of the biggest things that we need is that start and virtual stance. That is going to be one of the biggest things that we're going to rely on within this game, right? With that said, here are the Pictos I had on her. I had second chance on her because that one is very expensive. If you look right here at the bottom right, it's going to say second chance is worth 40 Lumina. That's a lot. It's quite a bit to put on one person. Other than that, I had augmented first strike. Easily could have used some Lumina for it. I did not really go through and like take off a whole lot of skills or Lumina before I went into the battle. I just kind of tweaked what I could add on. So as we go through, we're going to see a few things that I could possibly take off, and I might just do that. The third one I used was Roulette. I did find the upgraded version of Roulette, but obviously Medellum does scale off of defense and agility, right? The health, don't really care for. It's really the passive and the crit rate that I wanted for second chance. Augmented First Strike has 1,008 speed, crit rate of 18, and Roulette had 1,501 defense and 32% crit rate. That is huge. And not only that, but it says every hit has a 50% chance, right? 1 in 2 shots of either doing 50% or 200% damage. So it's either going to get only 0.5, like you either times your damage by 0.5, or you times your damage by 2. And that's kind of big because it's worth taking that shot, right? If you didn't do it the first time and you did only half your damage, you can then reload the save, come back in, maybe get another chance at doing 2 times your damage, right? But that's huge. That was huge in itself. Now, if we come over here, I'm going to go ahead and sort this by active. As you can see, I do have... Hold on, where'd it go? 455 out of 455 Lumina points in Maelle. For that, we have quite a few things. This is just like, in general, I don't usually use one-shot builds on a whole lot of things. That was like my very first time actually like focusing on a one-shot build, and it worked. I was pretty excited. But this one, at Death's Door, deal 50% more damage if health is below 10%. That right there alone is going to help when Maelle uses last chance. It reduces self-health to 1, but refills all AP. Alright, switches to virtuous stance as well in case you're not already in it. Huge one, because that's, now we're below that 10% health, and we're going to do another 50% more damage. So we get to multiply our damage by a, what is it, 1.5 multiplier? Yeah, 1.5. Basically, it's just saying take your damage and add an extra 50% on top of that. So another 50%, right? Augmented First Strike, 50% increased damage on first hit. But that's also very good for us because that's another 50% damage. Confident Fighter, this one, 30% increased damage but can't be healed. See, this makes auto regen null. Like I don't need that. But 30% increased damage, that's another 30% on top of everything else that we've already got going on. Cheater, this is a very big one. You get it from an enemy called Sprong. That's you get to play twice in a row immediately. All right, first offensive, first hit dealt and taken deals 50% more damage. That's a very big one. Yeah, my L's are already going to be at 1 HP. What's the point of taking more damage if I'm already at 1 HP? It's okay. We'll be fine. If she's going down, she's going down anyways, right? But yeah, dealing another 50% damage on that very first turn, very huge, very big. Going to add a lot into our damage multiplier. First strike, always play first, right? I have this on all of my people. Just basically, you put them in order of the party that you want them to attack in, and Verso is the guy that I wanted to attack first. But I do have something on him that obviously auto death. I don't know if you guys have seen that pick though, but basically kills him immediately as the fight starts. But I do have another Lumina on him that basically means he can immediately play once he's been revived. Well, he gets revived immediately and the battle will start, but he also dies immediately. So yeah, so he does get to take his turn. This is another good one. This is in case I don't have my health at 1%. It's just an extra 25% increased damage on full health. Obviously, that didn't happen. I didn't need that one. Glass Cannon, deal 25% more damage, but take 25% more damage. That's okay. If she's going down, she's going down. She's going to be at that 1 HP if we use Last Chance, right? 30% increased damage until a hit is received. That's immaculate. This is a good one in general because if you are going first, well, you're automatically going to be doing an extra 30% damage until you take damage. Apply Inverted on self for 3 turns on battle start. 50% increased damage while inverted. This is huge because that meant immediately I'm going to start the game inverted. I can't be healed anyways. Why not have this on? If I can't be healed, I can get revived and have health from there. That's okay, but I can't be healed. So I'm going to add an extra 50% damage because of that condition anyways. Painted Power. Obviously, you need Painted Power. In case you guys don't know and you guys are afraid of spoilers, there is a point in time where you can do more than 9,999 damage. That is how you do the one-shot builds. But this is obviously a required Lumina. Apply Powerful when falling below 50% health. This is going to be nice in general because that means immediately you get Powerful when you go below 50% health, and since we use Last Chance, that is going to then take her down to literally 1 HP. If she's at 1 HP, that's definitely less than half. Boom, there she goes. So this is another one. +2 shields when character's health falls below 50% once per battle. In the very beginning, on the very first fight with Simon, obviously I saw my shields go up by 2 because of this Lumina right here. And there is a reason for that later on. And 10% increased damage while all allies are alive. This is just nice because in general, I was trying to find a build that I can do that doesn't require you to be at 1 health, right? That was just like a, hey, I'm trying to beat this guy. Let's see what we can do to do more damage to this guy. And then immediately, warming up. This is going to be another good one because now it's 5% increased damage per turn and can stack up to 5 times. So you're either going to do 5 through 25% more damage. So immediately on your first turn, you're doing 5% more damage. And then you're going to take a second turn after you use Last Chance. So now you're automatically going to be doing another 10% damage. Overall, this is what I have on Maelle. Standhall obviously deals extreme single target void damage, 1 hit, and it removes all the shields and self-applies defenseless. So there's Maelle. Now we have Verso. This is the weapon that I was using, the Nosaram, right? Well, this was nothing like crazy. It was just more so like the highest level I had at the time. So anyways, we have auto death on him. Crit rate 26%. Literally, I just need him to die and break the dude. That's all I needed him to do, right? Fully charged enemies break bar on death. That is big. Because auto death, boom, he's dead. Fully charged break bars now. It's perfect. This one, Revive Paradox, is the one that we needed to have on Verso because auto death kills him immediately. but then he gets revived. So play immediately when revived. Yeah, second chance. Revive with 100% health once per battle. So auto death kills us. Second chance revives us for 100% health once per battle. Boom, bam. Play immediately when revived, which is awesome. And then we have marking break. Apply mark on break. That's another 50%. Obviously, we don't need him to be the guy that's over here doing a bunch of damage. Obviously, he can do a bunch of damage, but we didn't need him to be the one shot. It was all about Maelle. I needed Verso to set up that the alley oop, if that makes sense. So that's about it right there. These are the ones that we needed, right? We needed auto death. From there, we needed second chance and revive paradox, so that way we can go into marking break. And then from there, we do perfect break. Very high single target light damage for one hit. Then it can break, and once you break somebody, you also gain S immediately. And it only costs 5 AP, so we just had to make sure that he had enough AP to do it. From there, his turn's over, goes straight over to Maelle, and then she destroyed him. Hopefully that answers questions for the build. These are the two that were needed, and Verso sets it up. Maelle deletes them. And remember, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for the video. Appreciate you guys helping me out. Appreciate you guys watching the video. And as I usually leave these things, remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and most of all, be a decent human being. Peace!